This is the intro for the fanfiction reading. Don't include this part that I'm speaking right now, Matt. I'm just differentiating audio tracks. Please don't include it. Oh my god. This isn't a bit. Don't include it. Don't do it! Okay. Welcome to Late Night Fanfiction Reading with Kotatsu and Matt. We have brought you the production of Cal Breaker, the ship between Calzone and the Breaker. Matt's Breaker. So yeah, I wrote this for you guys. Hope you enjoy. And now, story time. It had been a long day for Calzone, much too long for his liking. After enduring hours that dragged on and on of divorce court proceedings with his stinky now ex-wife Ramona Marsh, he was completely drained of all of his soul, the great Marsh, savings, his birthday, and energy. California had hit rock bottom. Not even the Oddish army could cheer him up at this moment, and they had tried. Giving him cheers of encouragement as he exited the courthouse, showering him in aromatherapy as he sulked down the street, shouting death threats to the Bellsprouts. One of the junior officer Oddish, Hot Mama Odd, gave him a spool of cotton candy to encourage him to eat his sorrows away. But none of it worked. Heartbroken and mustache-tired, Calzone unlocks the door to his barely furnished apartment. Ramona made him move out when they broke up and, well, let's just say after funding the Safari Zone and the Oddish Army, there wasn't a whole lot of pocket change left to make this new space feel like a home. That is, except for his bedroom, where his closest friend always waited for him to return every day.
Cal, is that you?
A gentle British voice called from the next room over. Calzone let a sigh of relief escape his mustachioed mouth at the calming sound of his friend as he set his backpack down and walked over to the bedroom door.
Yes, Breaker-kun, it's me. I have returned home.
Cal semi-forced a smile as he opened the door, walking in to be greeted by the electrical breaker beaming at him from across the room.
You would not believe the day I've had. Ramona, she took everything. Oh, Cal, I'm so sorry to hear that.
The breaker responded, clearly saddened by Calzone's struggles.
I wish I could have been there for you, but as you know, I am fused to the wall.
Cal chuckled warmly at the breaker's attempt to cheer him up, leaning against the wall in a "do you really think I needed all the gods at the Hex Gates" kind of way, and looking at his friend wistfully. They had just gotten to know each other after his impromptu move-in, you Ramona, and had already become closer than Cal could have ever imagined. With the breaker, he could talk about anything and everything. They had grown to be each other's closest confidants, feelings exaggerated by the heightened emotions of Cal's breakup.
Are you hungry, Breaker-kun? It's been a long day for both of us. Want me to turn on the TV?
Cal asked, playfully drawing a smiley face on the breaker's door with his fingertip.
Oh, you know I love the extra voltage. I could use a pick-me-up after being alone all day. Could you put on the Real Housewives for me? The drama adds a little extra kick. Heh, of course, Breaker-kun. Well, now we can be alone together as much as we want. As of today, everything has been officially finalized. I'm finally free of that bell-sprouting woman.
Cal grimaced at the thought of Ramona, her grating smoker voice and her beautiful eyes and her intelligent glasses very similar to his, and the way she snores at night and how she takes her coffee in the morning. No, he can't be thinking about her that way anymore, not after she took everything from him. He needs to move on.
I just need to get over her, but I don't know how. I'm sure it'll be okay. These things heal with time, you know. You just need to find the right thing to focus on, or perhaps something to distract yourself with in the meantime. Breakups are a bit... You're right. I don't need her anymore. Time to move on to bigger and better things. Like Real Housewives. I'll be right back, buddy.
Cal turns to move to his doorway, but stops.
Oh, I need to change first. I've had a long walk.
Cal gives the breaker a friendly pat and moves to his dresser for a new change of clothes, his legs heavy and tired after the long 43-mile-long walk from the courthouse to Burger King to his apartment. He needed a comfort meal on the way home, and walking across his bedroom felt just as far right now. He grabs a fresh Safari Zone camo hat from the rack of 31 on the wall, one for every day of the month, and starts to undo the buttons of his dress shirt.
Cal, shouldn't you go change in the bathroom like you normally do?
The breaker speaks up, clearing his throat.
Nah, I'm too tired for that. Oh, heavens.
Cal tosses off his shirt, leaving it to waste away on the floor, much like his other articles of clothing from the last few days. Before he can start undoing his belt, the lights in his bedroom flicker for just a brief moment.
That was probably nothing.
Cal thinks, shrugging the strange occurrence off as he slides the belt from the loops of his signature safari shorts.
By the way, Breaker-kun, did you have a specific season of Real Housewives you prefer to watch?
Cal turns towards the breaker as he unbuttons his pants, the zipper sounding especially loud in the quiet apartment.
Or did you...
Before he can finish, the power goes out in his apartment with a comical sound, and Cal gasps in surprise.
Breaker-kun? Are you Daijobu?
Cal flails around in the darkness, trying to locate his friend, worried he might be in distress or worse, non-functional.
Cal...
He hears the breaker whimper across the room and rushing to his side with his echolocation powers, granted to him by Oddish.
What happened? Are you...
Calzone reaches out, but his voice catches in his throat when his fingers brush past the breaker's open door and onto a handful of the switches inside. The breaker gasps in response to the unexpected touch.
I'm fine. It's just a normal power outage, I think. Gomen Nasai about that, Zone-sama.
Breaker responds quietly, sounding embarrassed and out of breath. Cal knows he's lying. There's no way there could be a power outage at this time, or else the Oddish army would have warned him, as they always do. But then, if this wasn't a normal outage, what?
Oh, beans on toast. I'm sorry, Cal. I didn't mean to. I saw you changing, and my electrical receptors shorted out. I couldn't stop it.
Cal curiously moves closer, reaching out to touch one of the switches again. The black industrial plastic is strangely warm to his fingers as he runs his hand over a switch, and he can catch the breaker biting back a whine. He experimentally flicks one of the switches, earning a beautiful British moan from his friend.
Oh, I say, Cal, please don't.
The breaker pleads with the Safari Zone warden, shaking as much as a breaker fused to a wall can tremble beneath his bespectacled gaze. What is that line?
You don't want to cross this line.
Cal feels his face heat up, caught off guard at the breaker's response. Who is this electrical breaker to tell him what he does or doesn't want? He's always seen the appeal of the breaker. No, he can admit he's been attracted to the breaker, but they've never been more than just friends. But now, with the attractive as hell metal box like putty in his hands, Cal doesn't know if he can hold back his true feelings anymore.
Breaker-kun, you look beautiful like this.
Cal murmurs, leaning in close to rest his head against the edge of the box.
If all it took to reveal your true feelings about me was taking off my clothes, I would have done it a long time ago.
What?
The breaker exclaims, any protests lost to pleasure as Cal flicks another switch, turning on his bedside lamp and eliciting more British sounds from the metal box.
You know, I've never really faced my feelings before.
Cal confesses, flipping two more switches on.
But being with you, having you with me as I've gone through all of this, I know now.
The breaker tries to close its door as more switches get flipped at a brutal pace, but Cal catches it, opening it fully and pinning it against the wall with his big yowie hands. The lights that are now on are flickering, seemingly threatening another outage.
I don't want you to hide your feelings from me anymore. And neither do I. Oh wait, this is the breaker talking. I don't want you to hide your feelings from me anymore. And neither do I. Or wait, no, this was Cal talking. I don't want you to hide your feelings from me anymore. And neither do I.
Cal looks into his beautiful eyes. I don't know. Are there any eyes on a breaker? I don't... Anyway, and gently caresses the cool metal of the breaker's box.
Breaker-kun, I love you. Cacao, I can't believe you feel the same. All this time I thought I could never act on my feelings. Not with Ramona still in your life.
The breaker's voice breaks, as if tears were in his non-existent eyes.
She's not anymore. All I need is you now.
That's the last thing either of them say before their lips are crashing together. A mess of spit, metal,
That's
and
kissing
electricity
noises.
exchanged in the heat of the moment. All reservations tossed away for the sake of the passion shared between friends. No, lovers now. Cal throws his glasses and even considers throwing his mustache away. Cal throws his glasses and even considers throwing his mustache away, as to have nothing between the two of them. Nothing could keep them apart anymore. That's right, they were kissing sloppy style, with tongue. At that point, the electricity was going so haywire, Cal's zone could feel his hair standing on end, and even the hair under his signature safari hat, and he couldn't get enough of it.
Breaker-kun, I'm gonna flip your last switch now.
Cal breaks away for a moment to warn his partner, fingers shakily over the ultimate switch, sweat dripping from his muscular forehead, and even more muscular famous mustache.
Please, Cal. Oh, that's the breaker. Please, Cal.
The breaker cries out, and his begging was answered swiftly by the glasses-having man above him, flipping the switch roughly, the lights around them flickering violently as they share another passionate kiss. Just as fast as it had happened, the moment was over. The lights remained steadily on, as they should, and the static of the TV could be heard from the next room over. What the fuck just happened? Cal chuckles, looking at the breaker fondly, twirling his now messy mustache in one safari finger.
Well, it looks like I took your advice, didn't I? What do you mean? What was it you had yapped about? Trying to find better things to focus on or something to distract me from...
Cal pauses, thinking about his ex-wife again for the first time after 5 minutes, which was so long.
Never mind. Let's watch The Real Housewives of Potomac Season 4, Episode 10, Showdown at the Hoedown Now, Breaker-kun. Of course, Cal. You know that one is my favorite. Ooh, long live the queen.
The breaker responded very desu, looking up at Cal adoringly as he put a fresh new safari shirt on and cartwheeled out of the room with his strong muscles and new bachelor face.
LOL, you're so very sugoi, Breaker-kun. Long live the Irish army, you mean?
Cal amends the breaker's very English statement, giving him a knowing gay look.
Shout out to Ryan Reynolds.
And then, the two shared a meal of Real Housewives and old SpaghettiOs as they basked in their newfound love for each other. But there still seemed to be something on Cal's mind, something that Breaker-kun already knew, but was too scared to admit was true. Maybe one day, he thought, hopefully, the leader of the Oddish army could finally move on from his ex, but despite the intimate moment they had shared earlier, today was not that day. The end! I did it! Are you awake now? Did you fall asleep? Did this wake you up? I don't know how I could ever sleep again after listening to that. Oh my god. Oh my god, that was insane, guys. I wrote that in an hour. I'm being so real. I wrote this shit in an hour. Well, that was beautiful. Boys love. Yeah. Type 8 if you ship cow. If you ship Cal and the breaker now. I'm gonna go. 8. Bye!